All right, welcome to another joyous Adventures of Marr session. We are the usual D&D people, and let's just jump off straight in here. Last time, everyone went to enjoy the party, to enjoy the spoils of their giant capture, and as a bit of reward for that, they got to hang out with a bunch of rich people and people that the party didn't really seem to care for in the slightest. And they were interrupted by a bunch of priests that summoned a fire giant god outside of the palace of the Lord Mayor. And the Lord Mayor has gifted the party with the job of going to hunt down this, among other jobs, to hunt down these priests and, what was it? What was that other job? But yes, to not let the Lord Scribe find the sunken temple in the desert. Anything else anyone want to add?
That about sums it up, I think.
Okay then. So
Who
everyone
would we
is
go to
back
talk
in-
to like in the city, if we wanted to learn more about these people, other than just the cursory information?
Well, there's a whole
We gotta
bevy of
pay them.
people to talk to. How would you interpret what groups would have information on these priest folks?
Probably other religious people, other temples.
Not
We got a bit of
necessarily.
information from we got a bit of information from Melchior. We know they're Earth priests. We could probably find somewhere to read up on Earth priests. Even if they're not the specific ones, they probably act similarly.
Yeah, we should probably also go make sure Melchior's not trading with them before we have a repeat of another accident.
You already did that. That was the end of last session.
Yeah, he's not trading with them yet.
Or currently.
After we get done shopping, he might have suddenly started a business relationship or something.
I mean, that's on you guys to check that out before you go out to seek them. But in the meanwhile, Castor is crafting weapons at his shop while he waits for his new shop location to open at the Lord Mayor's reward, as well as Varian is undergoing a meditative period, I'm guessing, where he's changing his faiths, as well as reestablishing a church.
Meditative implies that there's anything calm about talking to John.
John has a very calming, soothing voice, you know.
He is a very calming, soothing individual who is very disturbing.
He does disturb some things, yes. So much of the schedules for Skagen and Sid are entirely open for these for this week. Do you have an establishment for what your characters are doing before I go into Varian or Erazem's progress?
Skagen is just buying stuff like rations for herself and feed for her horses and other basic provisions to prepare for the expedition.
For the expedition into the mountains, okay. And Sid?
I'm not sure if I really need to do anything other than just try to find out what it is we're going after. Since Sid would not be an expert on random religious cult people stuff, and it might be nice to know what their weaknesses are if garlic.
You could ask around the Temple of Rill, considering they are stealing their power from Rill.
I think they'd probably be biased on the topic. It'd be find like a third-party god and ask what their opinion is. Is there a third-party temple?
Well, if you want to, if you are yourself lost on how to properly answer about who would be the best place to go to learn such things, you can roll a.
Well, I would think it would be a temple of some kind.
You can roll a knowledge local check to see who would be the most proper source of information on this. Because temples don't necessarily know about all religions, they just know. Most priests just know about their religion. Your character's insight is if they're not a person that has anything to do with the underground, you can't go to the hand for the most reliable information. Merchants don't trade information easily, but they also don't look into the realms of magic that much unless they're specifically trading artifacts of some variety or another. Religions more often than not don't follow other faiths to report on their dealings, even in a multi-religious city like Freeport. As most, they pick and choose scripture of other faiths to possibly differentiate themselves and criticize. So in your mind, the least biased source, and possibly the most knowledgeable on this, would be the Tower of Mystics. That organization of casters and wizards that would keep track of affairs outside the mundane, and the summoning rituals of the priests could very well be right up their alley. And they do keep an extensive library of books if you do not seek to directly get their aid, but directly posing a question to them would come with some small fines or payments of some kind.
Maybe I could do them a favor in exchange for knowledge. Bring them something from the cultists. I don't know. Steal one of Scoggins' skulls.
I mean, if the mystics allowed necromancers in, that'd be that'd be one thing to do, yeah.
Necromancer phobic.
Alternatively, Sid could go to the guild and try to refer to other adventurers that may have had an interaction with them, or see what the guild itself files these priests as.
Well, what does Varian think about this? He's the most mystic knowledgeable person of the mystics that we have.
Well, if you want reliable information, paying the tower is probably your best bet. And I'm sure they're not going to charge a lot.
Well, let's go to the tower then.
Alright. So Sid,
Want to go to the tower? Anybody else want to go to the tower?
And Varian is busy discussing things with John.
I guess Scoggin will go on to the tower.
And Caster's making weapons. Alright. So Sid and Scoggin arrive at the Tower of Mystics. I think Scoggin was there prior with Varian. A few sessions ago.
No, it was Sid was there with me.
Oh, Sid was
Sid
there
was
with
the
you?
only one.
Okay.
Yep.
So Scoggin, it is likely your character's first time for entering the Tower of all the mages and wizards of Freeport. Seeing the grand pool that fills the tower's floor, of the pool of pure water, and all the magic lingering in the air, and the great bookshelves, and the vast variety of robed persons wandering hither, back and forth. Unlike last time that Varian had ventured into the tower, you are now received by a figure of sorts. Something that is something that takes humanoid shape, but doesn't seem to have any texture besides a lustrous, glowing pink surface. You cannot even see a mouth on the creature's visage, nor can you see legs. They're simply a floating torso with arms that beckons to you and says, "How may I help you?"
I seek information relating to an incident last night at the Royal Mayor's. Is that what she is? I forget her title. Lord Mayor's Palace?
Yes.
Manor, whatever.
What specific information do you seek?
Information regarding the cultist that summoned the avatar of, who was it?
Or real.
Oh, yeah, the
It
avatar. Was it the
not
avatar or
Oriel.
real?
It
Yeah, I
was
didn't
not.
think so. It was like Villain Rim or something.
It was a. Let's see. It was a Rill, but it wasn't Oro. Which Oro is the least of the gods in the Rill pantheon.
No, I said
Well, is. I'm trying to remember what. I myself am having a difficult time remembering the name since I also deleted the fucking token where it was.
I want to say it was like Vim and Real or something. Because he had a staff.
Look, Scoggin can't keep track of all of these heathen deities. She knows only Jeb.
Jeb is a heathen D&D because they do not exist. And it is my greatest mistake to have not written down the name of the god. Oh, darn it.
But yes, I seek information on the cult of that summoned, that allegedly summoned the avatar of Vim and Real at the Lord Mayor's palace last night.
Oh, Korinne was on it. Yeah, it's Vin and Rill.
Vim and Real, I was close.
The conjured companion merely stands by floating in the air for a moment, processing what was said, and then responds. You seek information on Benin Rill and priests of Is this correct?
Close enough. Please press 1 for more options, yes. Para en español, marque 5.
Literature on these matters does not intersect beyond. There's a long pause. 3 known tomes within the librarium. If you would seek an expert on such matter, please wait, and a arcanister will be along shortly.
The next available operator will be with you shortly. Your business is important to us.
If you desire to speak to a human, press 2. If you desire to speak to an elf, press 3.
Does this pink wizardly thing tell us that we need to contribute to tip.oozloo.net to in order to speak to the appropriate wizard?
Who knows who would conjure such foul pinkeries within the mortal domain? The companion pauses and then repeats or rephrases. Would you like for me to call for one now?
Yes.
Please hold. He says before his form flickers and vanishes. And a series of minutes passes before there is a flash on the center platform of the tower's landing that you guys are able to witness from so far away. A wizard of a blue and gold robe appears atop the runes for the teleportation circle. He, without giving much regard to other people that are standing around the room, he paces through the network of flooring, avoiding directly going through the watery pools that covers a majority of the floor, circumnavigating the room until he actually reaches to where you people are standing. He is a aged-looking person with a pointed conical hat and a gnarled staff by his side, aiding him as he walks. He says, "I've heard you are seeking information about the priests that have interfered in the domain of man the other day."
Yes, we were tasked by the Lord Mayor with hunting down these cultists and bringing them to justice. Any information you can give us on them would, of course, be helpful, and I'm sure the Lord Mayor would be grateful for any aid you can give us in information.
Those closest in position to the archpriest have been called on such matters to reinforce the planar anchors around the Lord Mayor's palace the other day. So we know about this situation well, and we have been looking into this breach as a matter of professional courtesy. I do not know how much we can divulge about that situation, but if you're looking for general information about this organization, then I can tell you right here. Priests are a delusional sort of people that believe themselves casters of the divine and do so invoking the name of gods in the completely misguided belief that they are somehow sapping power from the gods' domain. If they had an inch of arcane wisdom, they would know that many schools of casting, as well as most forms of conjuration, do invoke upon names of gods and planes to properly draw stable power to what forces they are drawing forth. But this has no ability to diminish a god's actual power. What they have.
So why do they do it then?
As I said, they are delusional sort, and I suppose when you are the kind to have been downtrodden, poor, some people might turn to the faith in the divine to bring power to the weak of arm or the infirm. These kinds, though, have some strange thought patterns, to say the least. They're simpletons in the most kind of sense, but they've found themselves with the ability to call upon divine power without investing too much in faith, and they believe themselves thieves of the divine in a sense. But what specifically do you seek to learn by such knowledge?
Getting an insight on what they believe, why they believe it, and anything that, as a pertinent to that, I should be looking out for, in the nature of not getting turned into a pillar of salt or some such.
Well, the belief would change with any such priest, I suppose, because their method of casting relies upon what they feel is blasphemous to any certain god, to draw upon their ire into the mortal world. Their attempts at casting are clumsy and have been known to cause side effects, either beneficial or detrimental to their cause, making these types very dangerous to be around. It is quite suspect that their ritual has been so stable the other day in the Lord Mayor's palace grounds, but I digress. There is a very non-zero chance that their magic can and will go awry. What forces they have at their command are dependent upon the domains of the god that they are drawing upon. If these priests that you seek are indeed the faithful of Vin and Rill, you can expect them to be calling upon the god's fiery destructive capabilities as the greatest archcaster of human recording. So you will expect them to have a bevy of fire spells at their disposal, if not simply fire geomancing. And I suppose, if not facing another avatar like the one you've faced the day before, you might expect to face servants of a fiery disposition.
And what would be the best way to defeat such enemies or creatures summoned made of fire?
Creatures made of fire often have an aversion to their opposites, which would be magic of cold or some alchemical reagents that cause such temperature differentials as a flask of freezing might do. As for what is most reliable and effective for yourselves, I would suggest that you arm yourselves with potions or scrolls that are imbued with magics for warding against flame. And if
Yes,
you are worried about servants of any kind, seek someone out who can write scrolls of banishment to easily dispatch such interplanar beings.
thank you for the recommendations.
Forgive such a novice question, but if they are indeed quote unquote pilfering from the gods, would it not be possible to set up some sort of barrier or mechanism to prevent them from doing so, thus denying them their ability to cast?
The mage looks at you with narrowed eyes. You have the right of it is indeed a novice question. As I said before, they're not stealing the power of a god. They are casting magic in a way that conforms with their beliefs. The magic they have comes from no source in particular, though it is stabilized most by the planes which they draw upon. There is no way to dampen their ability to cast magic without removing the ability to cast magic in their region, which is spell work beyond what few are capable of in the entire world.
If it's driven by their belief in particular, could that belief be subverted to our advantage?
In time, I suppose one could do so. But forgive me if I'm mistaken in this belief, but you are adventurers partaking a singular job, are you not? I do not believe you have the years to convince frenzied people that they aren't actually magical.
That was not so much my intent as to enable misdirection by pointing out the inconsistencies in their own dogmatism in combat, perhaps gaining a small advantage or causing their spellcasting to fumble in some way, since it is, as you say, driven or shaped based on their belief.
You are as easy to do that as to dismantle priest's magic in the midst of combat. Make no mistake, these people are priests in a sense. They do cast divine magic. It is that they labor under the misconception that their attempts at blasphemy are anything but worship.
So, just to make sure I'm understanding this correctly, they're casting divine magic from some god, but because they believe they're usurping the magic of another god, it causes their magic that they're casting to take that form? essentially they are priests of some god, quote unquote.
They are the priests of the very god that they believe themselves to be subverting.
Okay, that's what I was trying to
They
understand.
are they are as studied as in their god as any other priests of their caliber might be.
So that I don't. So if that's the case, then why doesn't the god simply deny them access to the divine power if they're doing blasphemous shit? That's what I'm not getting. If you know,
The mage sighs and nurses the bridge of his nose. I do
this is
not
more.
have
This
it
is
with
more just me trying to understand out of character how you built this because I don't. That's what I'm not getting. I thought that the whole.
I want to answer in character.
Okay, answer in character. That's fine. I will be the idiot.
It is not within my capability to understand the means and methods of the divines, but this is simply how things have been studied so far and how cause and effect does occur. When one invokes God and has the magic power to supply to such spell work, magic will occur as long as one has the concentration and the required components for their spell work to take shape. The reason their spell work is unstable is that these priests believe that such instability is the manifestation of God's wrath, which is required for them to cast such spells.
Interesting. Seeing as they summoned an avatar of Venenril, is there anything in particular about that deity that one should keep in mind facing his followers or his blasphemers in this case?
He considers for a moment. Since it is not a actual divine being, I suppose the most you can do to prepare is to prepare as if he were any other conjured servant of any variety. Spells of banishing, warding against flame, and having within your repertoire the ability to cause damage of the cold variety. If that cannot be done so readily, I suggest you prepare for flame and strength, and to simply knock unconscious whoever can cast the ritual to summon such a being. Because there is no conjured servant that can be standing while their summoner yet is conscious, or yet unconscious.
Well, I suppose that's all I need to know. Thank you for your time, good wise Sir Arcanister.
And if you'll excuse me, I would wish to ask of you a small donation to the Tower of Mystics for our continued supplying of arcane knowledge. A simple price of 5 gold will be a proper donation.
I'll give him 10.
Thank you kindly for your devotion to the arts. He says, bowing his head before asking, "Is there anything else you might need assistance with?"
I'm just gonna look at Skagen.
Do you sell potions or items that could grant us resistance to attacks made by these fiery creatures.
We have many such tinctures and scrolls. There are those that definitely craft such effects as practice and a way to fuel their own funding for their research.
Yes, I would certainly be interested in purchasing some items that can give me uh, resistance or immunity to fire for when we uh, attack these cultists.
Resistance is a simple matter, but immunity is the far more difficult of options to acquire. If you simply seek resistance to fire, I can get the lowest level of scrolls if you so wish for your selection, but I would recommend scrolls cast by one of higher level proficiency for the greatest effectiveness.
Um, Price wise, what are we talking about difference between them?
Well, the modifier to craft scrolls, I'm just going out there and calling it as it is 25 gold times the amount of talents within the scroll times the caster level. And it's times 2 for purchasing any such item. Let's see. For resistance, it would be a single talent from the protection sphere that will create a ward that would last no, an Aegis would last an hour per caster level. And it would be it would reduce damage dealt by an energy type equal to 10 plus the caster level of the caster. And you'd have to specify what type of resistance you want. So specifically for this situation, a fire resistant scroll just by a level 1 caster would be 20 or 50 gold. No, sorry, it'd be 25 gold. Scrolls are cheaper than potions, but you require use magic device checks to cast with them if you don't have protection. Potions are double that.
Do any of us have used magic device?
Skagen has used magic device, but she only has a couple of points in it. Potions, I'd rather spend more money on potions to get something that would have that I wouldn't have to worry about a dice roll to get the effect of, because a bad dice roll, and it may have been cheaper, but it's money wasted if it's a bad dice roll.
Yep, so the question is how much do you want to spend on those potions, because for every caster level it's another 50 gold times however many potions you want there.
Give me a couple minutes to think about that.
Korinne, do you have any thoughts?
No, I was thinking that finding some potions of fire resistance would be something beneath a man of his stature, and so I was just thinking I'd just go to the market and find somebody to sell me some.
Well, they sell some here too. It's because they're not.
I mean, I'd buy some from them, but I just didn't think he would be the appropriate person to ask. At most, I would ask him to point me in the direction of who could. I'm not trying to waste the wise and sage's time. After all, time is money.
He's a wise and sage. Do you really think he has anything better to do?
They always have something better to do when they get to be the wizened status.
But is that ever anything useful?
What's your character doing with all of his magical knowledge?
Chilling, talking to John, just chatting.
Yeah, we'll get to that soon enough.
Twitch.tv/JohnPlays.
I guess I'll buy 5 level 2 fire resistance potions.
All right, so that's 100 gold a pop for 5 of them. Yep. So 500 gold. All right, so add. We're gonna type in. No, let's type in the D&D chat for once. So 5 times. Add that to your inventory. They will last for 2 hours on use, and they will reduce the amount of fire damage taken by 12.
Is that 12 per attack or a total of 12?
Per attack.
So it's DR Fire 12, basically.
Resistance and DR are different, but yes, it's essentially the same thing. Because the way to surpass resistance is not having that damage type. While DR is you're supposed to have the damage type that's listed. Inclusive versus exclusive resistances, I guess. Alright, so is that enough of Scoggin and Sid's business, or do you have anything else you might want from general magic people?
Yeah, I think Scoggin doesn't have anything else.
Sid, any specific magic items you want?
I'd probably just
swimming.
pick up whatever.
You're swimming in 3,000 gold. You can probably afford to buy something.
Have 3,000 gold? I thought I thought I got the platinum. That's what I'm trying to run the conversion out to figure out how much
the
to spend.
conversion is times 10.
I know. I'm just trying to do it so I can.
We could just pay Caster to craft something.
Does he have a craft wondrous item yet?
Good. Although we probably have to pay extra to get some sort of wizard to help him out with that shit.
Possibly.
Well, it was part of the deal that I get access to the mages.
What specifically do you get access to from the mages?
Basically,
you
any
learn
help
how to
that
do
would
it.
be any help that would be required with crafting an item. So, for example, here, if I went to craft the elemental ward, I'm missing prerequisites, a lot of them, because I can't even cast magic. But another caster being present, that fixes things.
Well, I mean, if they have all those abilities and the feats for it,
Yeah.
that means that you're essentially trying to get the half off discount. So yeah, you'd be paying for the reagents and everything for the item then. So if you do it like that, you're only going to enjoy their service once. They're not going to do that for you forever.
Well, they'll have to name their price, I guess. But I won't be able to pay any of them because I'm kind of poor right now.
Yes, you are.
You said we had a week off, right?
Yes, your characters have a week off.
No, he had a week crafting things and he earned 14 gold. Yay.
Swimming in the money.
What?
You're swimming in the money.
Yeah. Sure.
Alright, so let's go to Bright's character. Bright, you've been trying to talk to John. So what have you been trying to communicate to John?
I have been asking him about setting up a church in the city. We need commandments from the god.
Okay, just give me 1 minute, real quick. All right, sorry, I'm back. I had a dog to tend to. All right, so you're talking to John. Let's see. Hey there, Jack. Building a temple, huh? You know, there's this saying, home is where the heart is. It's kind of true for temples too, but you're letting all those people into that temple. No, wait, what was it? It was, yeah, your body's a temple. The thing is, you can't let a lot of people in your body at once. A body can't take that much. Gotta open up your body so that you allow lots of people to see what's inside. Temples are like that, you know. Gotta peel back all the flesh to let the bones be seen. But see, you're too focused on the wrong thing about the temples. You're too worried about the buildings. Too worried about all the rhymes and the reasons. The world doesn't work like that, Jack. See, all you need to do is something very special for me. You want people to come to this little temple of yours, right? See, a temple, all you really need is God. And all you need people to look for that God is for people to see a name. You catching my drift there, Jack, or do I need to play it back slow-like for ya?
You wish for me to open the temple and inscribe it with your name?
See, you catch on real quick, Jack. That's why I like you. That's why you got called. See, John is a big name. John's a good name. Everybody knows a John somewhere, but nobody's ever asked the question before. It's a real simple question. See, and questions are kind of all funny like. The mind of a person's not a fortress. It's this greedy little black hole that sucks everything in through all the senses. They don't even need to look at something directly, and that brain of theirs just sucks it right in. So when you do something like asking a question, their brain's already thinking before they can possibly imagine what the end result of that question is. And by the time that they're asking the question, they're already hooked, Jack. They're hooked so goddamn hard. So you gotta go around town and ask the question. Stab a little needle into your tongue and write the question in blood and ink. Who's John, baby? And people will come asking. People want to know. People are hungry, thirsty beasts. And you'll be providing. You'll be the knowing of who's John.
This was most insightful.
That's how divine revelation works there, Jack. Just gotta shove pinpricks in your ears so that your ears are holy enough to hear the words of God. That's how these things work, Jack.
That still leaves the question. Who is John?
Don't you already know, Jack? I'm John. John is John is John is John. John all the way down. John, Johnny, Johnson, John. You'll find a way to teach them. All you need is the crowd.
That works for me, I suppose. The temple shall have thy name inscribed upon it. And soon all of Freeport shall know the question. But only I shall know the answer.
Bingo, Jack. That's how you sell religion. Alright, that little interaction's over with.
Best character.
Clear as mud, Jack. Anyway. So, preparations are well underway. Erazem, your character has made some progress on making those weapons for the green bloods that your character promised. And over the next couple of days, business slows, and you are visited by a messenger from the palace saying that your new shop is ready. And they will escort your character and your apprentice over to the to North Freeport, where you have a small little workshop outside of a market square with an outside forge as required, so you don't burn the place down, even one spilt of mud, and interior workshop where you can either hammer out the equipment or and have your residential area upstairs. I didn't know Scoggin had the profession of gambler. I didn't even know that was a job.
Yeah, I was looking. She has profession as a class skill, and when I was making the character, I was like, well, what professions are there? And gambler seemed to fit for a rogue, so.
Yeah, I mean it works. You went over to the tavern under the docks and you decided to play some games there. You've only netted 4 gold, but hey, that's 4 gold you didn't have before this whole week, so. You're not gonna make it big, but hey, you're earning money. Whereas, so Erazem, your character has his new shop. Is he changing any way that he's doing things, or is he still just gonna hammer out those orders?
Well, yeah, hammering out orders and waiting if anyone with a lot of money and the need for a magic item shows up.
It's time for the training interlude.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Training montage.
Yeah.
Is the training montage set to hammer time?
Can't touch us. On the 4th day, though, Erazem, while you're working, you're approached by some people from the Imperium. It seems to be a small group of off-duty soldiers accompanied by a messenger by the garb of the person. He looks over the smithing establishment, looking towards Erazem, looking towards Caster, and he says, "Are you Caster, the man that owns this place?"
What would you have of Castor?
By request of Lord Bale, the commander of the Southern Front, the Asher Imperium Trade Company wishes to make a deal to purchase the banner within your possession. The Legion's banner is not something for a non-Imperium citizen to keep.
And yet it still resides with me.
Lord Bale is considering offering a reasonable sum for the banner to be removed from your person, deserter.
Okay, what would be reasonable here?
What does Caster determine to be reasonable?
Not really sure.
Because your character has an attachment to your lost Legionnaire buddies, but does he have enough attachment to this cloth that he doesn't even display to give it over for some living expenses?
Yes, samurai, pawn your sword.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of established here now, so that thing might as well go. but for how much am I willing to part with it?
Do you want the DM to throw figures at you?
I mean,
Or is this a question you're asking your inner self here?
I think it's not something unreasonable, like 10,000 gold, but it shouldn't be a low price, that's for sure.
Try 500 gold.
I guess that's reasonable. So he would just he would reply to them that they need to bring him 500 gold, and he'll consider giving it back.
We shall return next dawn and with the money, and you shall be here with a banner. And with that, all will be as your now sovereign leader demands, that we shall have no qualms with you, deserter. The messenger says before parting ways.
And back to hammering.
Alright, on your fourth day, Varian, you have someone that finds you in whatever establishment that you're living in, or praying in, or meditating in to John. Have you done any preparations for receiving your temple, or are you just pondering life's great mysteries while staring at your ceiling?
Varian would have most likely prepared a load of parchment with just the question, who is John, on them, but he would not have distributed them anywhere yet because he doesn't have a temple.
Okay. As you're writing that, did you do anything, or did you do as John requested, or did you just write with plain ink and common language?
He would have done as John requested. John is a god, after all.
Okay, I need you
god.
to roll a will save real quick.
Parchment? Come on, Jack. John's a bit more cool than that now.
No, he wants blood in the ink, not any special parchment, from what I've heard.
Yep.
Don't you know, Jack? You got to read between the lines.
Gotta read between the lines before the lines read between you.
Can't use blood to write on parchment. Gotta have some good, nice writing material.
Listen,
You know,
okay.
like skin.
Human skin comes later, once we have enough followers to procure
Supply
that
it.
amount.
Since you're offering human skin, I was gonna settle for pig or something, but
You know how
Alright,
expensive
so-
that is? Humans are willingly gonna give it over.
It's a machine for pigs, Jack. Let's see. You maintain your sanity in the process of doing this. You write most of this in common, effects of which you won't be experiencing till much later. Just remind me. Actually, no. There is nothing really to remind. It's the normal outcome for you to survive a will save against John. Alright, and in doing so, you were interrupted and you're late in your about, let's say, 37th paper of Please John, written in stylish, common handwriting for a flyer that's well ordered. You have someone from the militia saying that your temple Serverian has been cleared out and you are ready to partake of it in North Freeport.
Wonderful. Can you lead the way? I'm not particularly familiar with the area of North Freeport.
Oh, are you in the Cloud District often? No, of course you aren't.
I will be soon. I will be soon. I'll be the talk of the town.
And the talk will be John. John. Yeah, so the guard escorts your character to North Freeport and whatever belongings Varian takes with him, and a small temple seems to be set aside for you in the clean streets of North Freeport. A white stucco building with a steepled roof and bell tower built near the front of it. It is a building that can easily hold at least 80 seated people. Within there is a second floor in the back for a small residence and office space, while there's also a basement that goes below to a cooler space where you have storage racks where you can fit wine or crates of much else. The entire building seems emptied out, and there's no sign of whatever religion that was here before, or if there was even any business going through here before, what the original purpose was.
I'm gonna have to have a stonemason create a nice John tablet that I can display outside the church.
And a nice John statue atop your John altar.
Listen,
Hopefully you don't have a John jar.
Putting a John statue directly in the middle of the town might be a bit of a hazard. Only the true believers can see John.
Maybe so.
Very few people can make will saves like I can.
Yeah, but you'd have so much better reactions if you failed a couple of these will saves. Anyway, your character now has a church where he can continue doing his retraining, or he can start laying out these flyers about the town.
He will wrap up the retraining.
All right. Do you share your new faith's location with any of the other party members?
Well, I'm sure they'll find out sooner or later. I'm not sure if there's enough space for everyone to live here, though.
I mean, they can live in the basement, you know, like.
Skagen has her own apartment in Freeport.
Does she now?
Skagen isn't enough of a gamer to live in the basement.
Sorry, what was that?
I just asked, does she now? I was not told this. Most of you have been living on the east side for now. Right. So the next day happens, and Castor sees the same emissary that provided him messages from apparently the southern commander of the Aster Imperium forces the day before. He comes with a small strong box under one arm and a few more of the off-duty soldiers. They do not walk about the town with any of their larger weaponry. They still have personal effect self-defense weaponry. The man approaches Castor's shop and he says, "We have come at dawn like promised. We have 500 gold here. Where's the Legion's banner?"
Castor goes inside and retrieves it and brings it forth. Here. He stretches his hand out with the banner in it and waits for him to come collect it.
The man regards the banner for a moment. Jesus. Good thing it wasn't forgery. He says, "This does seem to be it," and he then hands over the box with the sound of clinking coins shifting about within as he repositions. They hand the box over to Castor. And when you receive the box, he takes the banner, and one of the other men comes forth with a bit of leather to case it in for traveling. May have good futures, deserter. The Legion may yet stand again strong. He says before departing again. Alright, Varian, have you made any headway to make your temple to John more homey? Have you decided to purchase any furniture or something?
I was under the impression that the top floor at least came furnished. Is this not the case?
It is a mostly empty building. Nothing remains that has been possibly defiled by lingering worship of other deities.
How much would it cost to furnish the whole place, and like nicely?
300 gold.
300 gold. Let's see. Do I have the money? I have the money. The question is, do I want to spend it? The answer is yes.
Because you want other people to have temple envy for once.
Exactly.
Alright, be back 1 minute.
Although I would probably have to get custom-made banners with the word John emblazoned on them.
Probably get Castor to do that for you.
He's a blacksmith, not a seamstress.
Okay, we'll have him make some daggers that say, who is John on them, and pass them out, and let your, whoever takes them, just, infer whatever they want to infer.
This is the era before receipts were supposed to be written out, isn't it?
Yes.
I can't just have him. I can't just have him hand out "Who is John" receipts.
So for 300 gold, what you get, Bright, is that you have a well-furnished temple. You get decent quality of wood, pews, and not pedestals, lecterns to talk over, and you can get some decent carved artwork of your god's depiction as arbitrated by you or given drawing, depending on if you want to do a craft artistry roll.
I do not have artistry.
So then by dictate it is.
Yes.
To get more elaborate stuff, you might have to pay for that yourself. It is much to get like a golden statue to John. Way more than just 300 gold for basic furnishings.
Of course.
Rich furnishings as they are.
I assume the basic furnishings just included like carpets and all the wooden furniture.
You get the wooden
Possibly
furniture,
the
carpets, a bed for yourself, a desk, and you even get a wine cask that you can store on the shelves downstairs.
Further furnishings will have to wait because I'm low on funds.
Yep. Time to pilfer it from another temple.
Time to destroy fake priests, so that the true fake priest can get a good temple.
All right. And does anyone have any further purchases or plans they want to go across before we reach the end of the week, where everything is now set in stone?
Nah, I think I'm good.
There should have been enough time for John to finish his for Variant to finish his retraining, so I'm good.
Yep. And you set out flyers, and you have some gossip about town about what these flyers even mean, and but your temple itself receives little traffic, especially considering the fact that you've had despite the fact that you've essentially just had laborers coming in and out all the past 2 days furnishing the place. You've decided with the new iron-locked doors that you're going to lock your temple's door to the night before venturing out to see your adventuring companions.
Yes. Also, who would I have to pay to have them continually distribute Who is John pamphlets until I return?
You can buy untrained laborers for I think it's 2 silver a day.
2 silver a day. I plan on going
Per laborer.
Right. How long will I be gone?
Well, considering that the giant, which you're most of the way to the Ironhide lands, was about 11 days, you can consider that you're going to be out for about 20.
20 days, a couple of laborers. 200-ish silver.
20 gold.
20 gold. which I'm willing to pay.
Okay.
Let
Have you
the suspense
crafted
around
enough?
John build.
Have you crafted
Well,
enough of those pamphlets?
Well, I'm assuming I'm paying them to craft more pamphlets, of course.
They're
As they
unskilled
distribute them.
laborers. They're no competition for
they
your
can't
penmanship.
can they? I suppose I'd have to get more, make more of the pamphlets myself.
Yes, and they haven't learned the special ritual for.
Of course. Although this is more or less a marketing strategy on John's behalf.
Yep.
I'll
More
spend
or
a bit
less.
more time making pamphlets.
Well, at least you didn't do the other marketing strategy, which involves flaying someone open. I mean, what?
Listen, I'm considering taking John's words to mean removing all of the walls of the temple and leaving just the support structures.
That turns the world into a temple.
Exactly. But for now, this will have to suffice.
Yep.
I don't see the problem with that idea.
No problem. None at all.
Letting the entire world become a temple to John, what could possibly go wrong?
Well, at least you didn't graffiti all of North Freeport with insane ramblings about who's John, who's John, who's John.
Do you understand the quantity of specialized ink, quote unquote, it would take me to make a graffiti painting?
That's the point, Jack.
I'd fucking die of blood loss.
Rituals aren't meant to be easy, Jack. Alright, so you all meet up at Castor's new place, considering the fact that he's probably the most grounded of everyone in the group right now. To inform him that it's about time to leave, so he can quit his money-making work for now and resume adventuring. So it's about morning by the time that you guys decide to leave Freeport. You have quite a few days out ahead of you, but thankfully you're just traveling by open road. No, it doesn't count as week 2 because you're not actually going to be there for the second week.
Yes, it would be like 1 day of week 2.
Not even 1 day of week 2. It's the morning of week 2, and you're.
Castor runs a very specific business model where he's open only on very early Monday mornings.
Yeah, I thought it was 2 weeks all in all of
No, it was
downtime.
just 1 week.
Just 1 week. Okay.
Yeah, Scoggin wouldn't have enough drinking money if it was 2 weeks. Okay, so it's time for the party to journey. I assume, since you are holding Melchior's words to heart, you're gonna go to the mountain location where he said they would be?
Yeah.
Alright, so there's your first location. So what did I do before for this? Circles? Yeah, it did circles.
Yeah.
All right, so day one, you venture about to there. Your supplies are eaten into. You've consumed whatever field rations that Skogan has purchased, and then you continue.
Well, Skogan bought rations for herself. She didn't buy for anybody else.
Well, Varian still had rations left over from last time. More than enough.
Then if you have rations, burn 1 and burn 2 for this next leg of the journey, or next step. And traveling continues. As you continue to the northeast along the region known to locals as the Barren Coast, because of how devoid of plant life it is, and simply how rocky it is by nature. You begin passing to near a crossroads where a trading settlement was kept. This crossroads, though, does have was formerly a crossroads because one of the roads went off to the north or the northwest, but those roads are both very worn out and weathered and covered by desert sands, among other things. It seemed whatever settlements were out in the desert there, they've been gone for quite some time, and that nobody has desired to resettle.
Anything interesting in the ruins?
It has been mostly picked by scavengers already.
Shame.
Alright, so you go to the next nearest crossing. Off into the great distance, you can see the sandy desert turning into flat land, and the flat land itself turning into a sort of brushland. But that's far off, miles away, and only due to the general flatness of the land can you even see that far. Here, though, atop a low flat hilltop, there is I think the word is caravanserai. Let me double check. Caravanserai. It's pretty much a big a shelter of stone and wood for the passing caravans through these lands. You can decide to stop your journey about 20 miles in and save some of your resources, considering that there's a caravan here and they're willing to share some of the food that they've cooked from their staff. some road stew that they've picked coming from the Astron lands.
Yum, road stew.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yum,
Skagen.
free rations.
Skagen is fine with staying here for the night.
Okay. Any topics you want to broach with the frequent travelers to these lands, or
We should probably ask them about joining a certain sect of priests that we heard was roaming around these parts. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Seen any fire giants?
you speak with some of the merchants from the caravan, or maybe even the merchant guards, asking such questions. You're met with confused looks and saying, no, those are far off to the west. I've never heard sightings of one here in Colossia.
Skagen is just going to try to passively eavesdrop on conversations and see if anybody mentions anything about that seems likely about the cultists.
Okay. Your character listens in on a conversation between the caravan master and some guards, talking about how they've had to dissuade a null raiding party the last day from approaching their caravan, and the week before having to drive away some goblins that were driven onward by orcs that have assailed caravans past in the lands up north in the Asher Imperium. You were saying, Bright?
No, I was just gonna make small talk with them, ask them how far the Imperium has expanded its borders.
On that topic, they're saying that, well, I don't know how long the war effort's been going on for, it says one of the guards, but one of the merchants, a patriotic man, says they've been earning miles on the western border against the horsemen of Diarnes, as well as earning much of the Grey Mountain range from the treacherous beard folk. Lord Sturm is surely the blessing that the Asher Imperium needs in the west.
Beard folk?
He of course looks at Sid and says, "Yes, are your kind not stunty, stout persons that grow beard regardless of the genitalia between your legs?"
Sure, we'll go with that. It was just a strange turn of phrase. Not so much offended as like, haven't heard that one before. Moon cricket, huh?
Would you prefer us to call you the Greys?
No, just thought it was interesting.
Hasn't the similar thing happened before in DRNS? I'm sure that war's been going on for years now.
Far too long, but the horse people of Diarnes refused to give in to the uniting of humanity beneath the beloved stars that we all might seek solace under. their designs of keeping the divine to the nobility is truly a tragedy that ruins the realms of man. How they've managed to keep such vast tracts of arable lands themselves is beyond my comprehension.
They guard the divine as though someone were planning to steal it. Though that would be a silly notion.
Stealing from the divine sounds like a novel idea if you seek to get punishments. I've heard that is what happened to much of the east coast of Court Knox. Much of their living residents, though, have taken upon calling for any god for assistance, despite the cursed nature of their lands and the leadership that seems to forsake any deity. And there's even tale of villages being entirely made up of a cursed population that turns to wolves at night. Have you heard of such a thing, travelers?
Would Varian know of werewolves?
That would be a knowledge... nature? I think. Knowledge, nature, or knowledge arcane.
Oh, well, I was gonna roll out knowledge arcane.
Fuck, he doesn't know.
Somehow,
people turn to wolves. You must be talking about druids. Who I also have never heard of. Alright, so you have a nice, long, jovial conversation, learning all about the lands around the desert of Marr and those that Freeport trades with. And you set out for the morning, well fed by the suspicious stew. Apparently, what is most suspicious is just the ingredients that are within. The cooks, though, make it much safer to eat.
Look, they had some roadkill. They made some roadkill stew. It's fine. Though I'm not sure what wanders around these parts to be roadkill.
Maybe they found a crocodile or two.
Maybe a couple of gnolls.
Or goblins, who knows?
I think we would taste it if it was goblin soup.
Yeah, and you'd be crapping out worms. Oh, right. Finally, you have something.
Roll for worm crap.
No, that's not what that square means. Let's see. What's a proper map for this? Oh, I have to clear off this map. May all these souls be forgotten. Alright, so venturing... probably should bring you guys to the other edge of the map. Wandering on the yet waning desert road, you encounter a howling and yipping in the distance.
Members of the Howling out here. How strange.
Boy. Don't speak about my pirates like that.
What do my elf eyes say?
Your elf eyes see quite a lot, apparently. If only you knew more than you saw.
Skagen thinks of the gnolls that she heard the conversations about in the camp last night.
Come on, tokens. Give me something I'm looking for here. Sorry, you just rolled real low, so I had to have an encounter. Off in the distance, you see what can be interpreted as a tribal war band with the hounds among their number. The humanoid creatures humanoid-like creatures among them are monstrous hyena-looking things with emaciated figures, but and with speckled coats and slavering jaws. These creatures look as hungry as the pets that they bring along with them.
I think you didn't display the person token. All we see are the dogs.
Yes, I know. I'm like I said, I'm looking for the person tokens, but
Okay.
I don't have a stamp for this one. Shit. So another monster token we'll have to do to fill in. I'll make them fuzzy orcs. That's what gnolls really are at the end of the day, isn't it? And one leader among them. That can work. Though it's taking a while. No, I'm just gonna use these stand-in figures that I needed to be. I'll have proper gnoll tokens ready for when you guys actually venture into the mountains. God no. What the fuck is that?
Looks more like a horse duck.
No, it doesn't look like a horse. It looks like a furry.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's what was. I needed gnolls for something I was making, and that was what was in Hero Forge.
Yeah,
That was unfortunately what was in Hero Forge.
So you see off into the distance these hyena-like figures. Either the three actual hyena-like beasts that are tamed, or the axe-bearing warriors that spur them on. They seem to have caught your scent and are now moving to intercept your party.
Do we roll initiative?
Yes, roll initiative.
God damn it. I didn't click on myself, and that very good roll went to waste.
Guess I'll add. How the fuck do you do this again? Alright, let's change to what your first rolls were. There we go. Quickly do rolls in order. These guys. Oh, got all of them.
I assume all of them have their weapons drawn.
Yes, they do.
That's somewhat unfortunate, but what can you do?
I mean, why would they not be running around without their weapons drawn?
Oh, it's a bit annoying to run around with a weapon drawn. Like, there's a reason sheaths exist.
You think savages have sheaths?
I mean, they clearly have axes,
Yeah, why would they have an axe sheath?
so their axe doesn't get damaged in the desert.
Do you think they plan that far ahead? Do you?
They clearly plan far enough ahead to bring dogs with them and axes.
All right, so top of the turn order are two of the gnolls. Their speed is. What is their speed? Why is their speed not entered in here? I guess they're just moving 30 feet then. Oh yeah, it is. That's it. Okay, 3 feet. This one runs this way that far.
God damn.
And this one moves this way that far. Alright, Varian's turn.
Alright, let's see. Here, 25 feet. Alright, centered on that guy. This one. Let's try some of the new abilities I got from retraining.
Okay. Edge of Night.
Yes.
Yes. I thought you might.
Everyone except the two guys that moved roll reflex saves.
Okay.
Oh, that was pitiful damage.
Okay, so these guys roll reflex. 1, 2, 3. So it's 2 damage to the first 2, 5 damage for the last one. Those
It's
guys.
negates.
Oh, it's
The reflex
negates?
Yes,
Okay,
I
so-
believe.
So 5 damage for the last guy.
Yep. It's unfortunate, but
And for the gnolls, they're not from this sheet, but they'll have a couple points in reflex, so 4. Oops. Just 3.
just
So
3.
6, 11, 3. Yeah, they're not making those saves, so they all take 5 damage.
And I immediately stop concentrating on it and let it die. The darkness.
You let
So
the
as to
darkness
not-
within die. How
No,
edgy.
the darkness within is firm. The darkness within is firmly there. Don't worry. I just don't want them to get concealment because caster can't see them.
Okay. Alright, and this one pained, yelps, but decides to move. Let's see what's 4 times. Yeah, the cone there. He's just gonna run in a quasi straight line down to here.
He can run 120 feet.
Yes, the run action is 4 times movement. Didn't you try to make a
so
build off that bullshit?
No, yeah. I just
Didn't you try to make a build on this bullshit? Now you're complaining. Oh, you can move that fast.
listen. I forgot that I forgot that straight lines were possible in this place.
Yeah, normally you're very gay.
Only gay lines.
Alright, Casser.
Yeah, he approached dangerously close. I'll just throw 2 pila at him.
Oh, 2 pila.
Yes.
Alright, so that deals. Yeah, wait. 12 damage. C3.
So 17 damage is enough to knock them out.
Nope, he's still standing.
Does the run action count as a move action, or is it a
Full round action.
That's a proper shame.
Alright, and one of the hyenas moves up to there. This one also damaged, runs up to here. The leader barks ferociously, improving the morale of the gnolls on the field, and just moves 30 feet. And this guy didn't get any effects of being hurt, so he can just move up to 80 foot there. And Scoggins' turn.
Scoggin will. Let's see.
If you plan on doing something, do stay within like 35 feet so I can heal you.
She'll go over to that hyena and attack it with her sword.
Okay. You do not hit it through its fur and naturally reflexes. All right, Sid.
All right. This one doesn't like me, so I'm just gonna charge him and yell something for the glory of the fierce bearded people.
That's our word.
People of beards.
Okay, the first attack misses. The second attack hits. And the first pick attack hits.
So he get bull rush.
Yep, first you deal 12 damage. And I think that, yeah, that's enough to knock him unconscious.
Does it also send his corpse flying?
Yes.
Time to play Knoll Pinball.
Yep, so. Goes flying about.
Do I need to have an extra feat to make him intimidated by the fact that I just did that to his friend?
Yes.
Punted him like he's you know.
I think that specifically, no.
I mean, there is a feat for that, but just
Boast.
yeah,
It's
just the
a
way
boast
that it
feature.
happened is kind of like oh, okay, you can have it for that attack.
It wasn't that epic.
You think they would have given up after? You think they would have given up after the sky literally darkened and then that darkness stabbed them? But
It was a very edgy effect.
very edgy.
Alright, and the last hyena moves up to here. Alright, Knoll 1 moves up to here and throws an axe at Korinne. Hitting. And let's see if critting. No, not critically hitting. But hitting for 1d8 plus 2. So Sid takes 6 damage from a throwing axe that made it just between the plates of her armor.
I'm going to curse loudly. Something to the effect of, "Alright, you're next."
Alright, and then this knoll will run up to here. Okay, whatever. Alright, Estero's turn.
Oh. Does anyone need a heal? Do you want the revitalize buff yet?
I'm only down 6.
I haven't been hit yet.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, the you want to do an attack of opportunity, Skagen?
Sure.
The dog she's fighting, lesser command, I tell it to move away. Will save of 18.
Do you have the Mind Sphere talent that allows you to affect creatures that are non-humanoids?
Oh, right. I can't do non-humanoids. God damn it, I forgot. In that case, just Edge of Night, like these four.
Okay. Okay, so the top one makes it, the bottom one takes 5 damage again. The other gnolls roll reflex. And they succeed. Alright.
That's it for me.
Yep, caster's turn.
I'll move. Wait, let me. Yeah, that's close enough. Move up to this one. Smash.
Yeah, it's just your first attack, right?
Yes.
So that's 12 blunt, 3 bleed. Guess you caused a contusion with that?
Yeah, well, you could say that. I also have this.
It's not needed. 15 damage was enough.
It just kills him. Ooh, nice.
That's not effective against the dogs anyway. They don't do weapon attack rolls. Unless natural weapons count in that.
No, well, natural weapons aren't weapon attacks.
Yeah, I figured.
Also, it wouldn't trigger anyway.
Yeah.
Next time.
Alright, so Skagen, this hyena is gonna try to bite Skagen. 13 does not hit. Alright, this gnoll is gonna move up and hit Sid with his axe. Missing completely. It turns out the Sid was much shorter than he imagined, and the axe just flew straight over Sid's head.
It's not shorter, she's just farther away.
Alright, and the leader snarls, yelps, and bites. What sounds like something in foul diction, and let's see who's the one he'd be hitting with this effect. Caster, roll fortitude. Okay, you're completely unaffected by the spell. All right.
Nice.
All right. This hyena moves up to here, and tries to bite Sid. Fails. Skagen.
Skagen will slash at the hyena next to her with her sword again.
Okay. Skagen stumbles in the sand, per swing, not even grazing the hyena due to misfortune. Sid, you're getting surrounded.
Which one threw the axe? The one in front of me?
This one.
Well, I guess I gotta go to the one next to me first, don't I?
Yep, and the hyena next to you as well.
Well, you gotta put one foot in front of the other.
Alright, so you hit, dealing 14 damage with your shield and no damage with your pick. Just barreling this guy backwards to nearly where his friend is.
Out of my way, bitch. I got shit to do. Your buddy over there needs a pick in his head. Yada yada. Trash talk.
Alright, this
Angry dwarf.
the knoll back here snarls and yelps as he grabs another axe from his from the back of his loincloth and proceeds to charge forth and attack. Missing. And this one comes forth and also attacks at Korinne. Missing. Alright, Varian.
Nobody needs any healing yet, so
It's gonna be real edgy.
These four. Yep, real edgy.
Four damage. Four. And hyena. Okay, so they all take 4 damage. Alright, the hyena's yipping. The hyena yips and snarls from this. The gnolls growl with fury. And it's Caster's turn.
Oh, just to be safe. This is flanking, right?
Yep.
5-foot step. Just smash it.
Your second attack hits. You deal 13 damage.
Does
Knocking
that
out
kill
another
it,
hyena.
or do I? Oh, yeah. Didn't need the extra.
Alright, so this hyena spends a full round disengaging from Skoggin, going straight over to this guy. Does not provoke an attack of opportunity because he spent a full round moving. But not to worry, Skoggin won't be lonely. There's a gnoll that comes forth after being pushed back from Sid and tries attacking a softer target. That hit would be for... Yeah, that's a 20. Does that meet your AC? No.
Yeah, that's
21.
just over my AC.
Okay. And he deals 1d8 plus 2. So 5 damage. So he shook his head and charged forth to a softer target who has missed her own couple swings on a hyena, and his axe then bites into the arm of Skagen. The knoll over here moves around trying to get to the flank of this force and casts another spell. Let's see. Does it... Caster roll reflex. Okay. You notice some small glyphs appearing in the air as if embers cast by a great flame. And then the area around you erupts into a nice blaze. You take 9 damage. Alright, Skagen.
Skagen will attack the knoll next to her.
Okay. Alright, you hit, dealing 7 damage and knocking this knoll out of the fight. Alright, Sid. You fed up with all these gnolls yet?
Indeed. Fee-fi, get fucked.
Yeah, let's say it works on sand. Okay. So reflex 15. Is it just the ones affecting here?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So roll reflex. Alright, one on the right makes it, the other one is on his ass.
Can I kick him while he's down?
You
Unfortunately,
can kick him
no.
while he's getting up.
Yep. Alright, the guy on this right, still standing. Wait a minute, you cast that in melee? Just realizing that.
Yeah, I did, but that's fine.
Yeah, let me quickly roll the... Well, that's attack of opportunity 1. Okay, also didn't crit. Attack of opportunity 2.
Does 19 hit?
It's 21.
With whatever his... okay.
Does 21 hit?
My AC's 24, that's why I was wondering.
Okay.
I didn't know how much enhancement he had on that.
Yeah, he didn't have much on it. Alright, so one of them deals... Let me actually type it out so it does have the modifiers on it. Well, the first one dealt 4 damage. Do a concentration check to cast your spell. Yep, you've definitely made that check. Okay, now the actual attack round for this guy. I'm doing that. I'm using it as a reference. His attack on his turn misses though, as does his bite attack and frenzy. The other one attempts to stand up.
Now can I hurt him?
Now you can hurt him. It's well, it's not a full attack, so just one attack gets through. So that'll be your first. I'm gonna record your first heavy shield attack. Yeah, so you deal 5 damage.
Does he go flying? Yeah.
Yes, he goes flying that way. Yep.
So wait, when I attack of opportunity, I can't attack with both hands.
No, you can't. You can't do 2-weapon fighting or anything of the sort.
Okay, that's what I was checking to make sure.
Yeah, it's just a standard action attack. So, where you can do in a single attack action, you can do for that. All right, Varian.
Well, I 5-foot step down here, and I edge of night the dog, and only the dog.
Just the dog, okay.
I don't want.
It hasn't been that effective on these dogs, but I like that you're sticking to it. Oh, you did 6 damage, and lucky for you, bastard, that was enough to knock him out.
Yay!
Because you're about to be bitten.
No, I wasn't. I mean, possibly.
All right. The numbers are in your guys' favor. Caster, it's your turn.
5-foot step, smash. I assume this is also flanking.
No, not yet.
No, they have to be opposite.
Opposite.
Oh,
So like if I was here, it would be flanking technically, but
Yeah, you
Huh.
have to be right here to be flanking.
Go take the leader instead.
personally, I think it should be like a 125-degree cone or something.
The guy casting this one is the one casting the spells, right?
You can identify as such, yes.
I will expand my martial focus
Okay.
to do this.
Right, so you missed the first attack, you hit the second, and you missed the third. Alright.
So when you do this, is this like some super anime flash move where, it's like one frame but 3, Pila come out, or is it like split in midair?
I
No,
mean,
he's just
around
throwing
it,
Pila really fast.
His arm just keeps spinning in a windmill motion, and
Yeah.
more Pila just keep.
That's
flying.
basically what I'm wondering. If this was an anime, how would this look?
No, it'd be like one of those flash frames where you see
Yeah.
a character standing still, then there's swing, swing, swing motion around him, and then 3 Pila
Yeah.
are stuck in the target way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I clicked the sword, check your pants kind of thing. Now you're gonna fall apart.
Yeah. Alright.
That or he could just go full One Piece and just, one in his mouth, both in both hands. And
Alright, the leader has been damaged, and much of the warband has been slain. He yelps and growls something fierce, and then he takes off running in the north direction. Alright, Skagen, your turn.
Can I? This was just the standard action. I would still
You
like
have
the
no
move
attack
action.
of opportunity. You're not threatening him.
No, I still have the move action.
Oh, okay.
I want to do as a free action, draw the gladius. Then I have this thing. Let me find it.
I am sorry. I dozed off there for a second.
That's
This.
No worries. So, oh, you fainted someone, or who are you fainting?
Can I feint against this guy?
Sure.
Okay, so
Alright, so that guy's flat-footed for roll bluff.
yeah,
He's left-footed against you if you succeed the roll.
yeah. For my next attack, if it comes at all.
Okay, he's flat-footed against your next attack. Alright, now it's Scoggins' turn.
All right.
Great to have you awake with us, Duck.
Well, I snapped my eyes back open and I saw the turn order was on me, and I thought, I hope you guys weren't waiting on me or something.
No.
Oh.
I'm glad my game's not boring you to sleep.
Dude, I don't know what it is, but like something about I have had the worst thing lately of like I'll eat and then it just makes me comatose.
Have you been eating a lot of turkey recently?
No.
Then I can't explain it immediately.
I guess Scoggin will move up there by Sid and strike at that knoll.
Okay. You hit, dealing 8 damage. Not enough to kill him. Alright, Sid, I'm guessing Sid's pissed still. The knoll has been striking Sid quite a few times. Alright, you deal 17 damage. Knocking him back that way and knocking him down.
Just in a frothing rage, I'm just gonna turn mid swing to face the last one.
Okay, and
Scream, "Get over here!"
seeing that the leader fell and pretty much everyone else, or the leader ran and everyone else fell, this knoll's also gonna run at full speed towards the northern border.
The leader. Does he have anything hanging off of him? Let's say a pouch or a satchel or something?
Why?
I want to curse
Yeah.
at him as he's fleeing, and then since I can't chase him, turn to Scoggin and be like, "Where was your magic bow then? Isn't that what you're here for?" At least hobble him.
How far did he get in one move?
120.
120 feet.
He's at the border.
Okay, yeah, that's out of my range.
They're basically gone next turn. And I don't know if I should attack them or attempt to pilfer their inventories while they're running.
Do you have that much range?
Yes, I have 160 range on my darkness spells.
And you have a spell that pilfers their stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Now the question is, do you think I can kill him with the blades, or should I try and steal something from the leader?
I'll try to kill them.
Kill them, and then we can loot both of them.
I mean,
I don't know if you.
if I get a turn, I can bury. How far apart I am? I can bury both of them.
You're in range?
Yes, I did get the. I'd have to take a step, but I would be. I have the with that 1 feet, the ranged casting thing you do.
Yeah.
Ranged geomancy at Erazem's urging when I first made this character. So yes, I can hit them.
If it's like medium range for you, right?
Yeah.
That should be 150 feet. You don't even have to take the step.
Okay. Well then, there we go.
Okay, so
It's
Varian's
100
turn.
plus. Well, if everyone thinks they can kill them, Edge of Night, both of them.
7 damage and 7 damage, neither of which are dead.
Well, it's up to you guys.
Yeah, they're supposed to be 120. Well, that one's supposed to be 120 feet away from this point here. If I need to make the map longer to reveal that. And this guy was here, so he's 120 feet away from this point.
That means I can't hit them.
Caster's turn.
How far away is this one? Wait, this one is too far, I think. How far away is this one? Is he here or is he like further north?
He'd be 130 feet away from Caster.
Oh, fuck. I don't have the range. Unless, can you make a ranged attack after a charge?
No.
Yeah, and then I can't do shit.
You can make a ranged attack after just a normal movement, so why don't you move?
Oh, he wants that double move.
No, wait, if I move 20, he's... You said 130 away from me, right?
Yes.
So if I move 20, he's 110, which is out of my range still, so... I can't do shit. Next.
Alright, next turn. This guy is safely away. Goggin?
Knew I should have picked this pocket when he was running away.
Skagen moves up to there. Is that one that's left still in range?
He is 120 feet north of this point. So that would be 105 feet away from Skagen. 110 maybe.
That would be outside the range. My bow is 100 feet.
Yeah. Well, that's a range increment. Shooting outside your increment would be -2.
All right. I guess she'll give it a try then.
Come on, sniper. Just barely grazed over his fur.
Sid can hopefully bury him.
All right, Sid, you got the range of him before he has his next actions. Okay.
May as well take my move action while I do it.
Let's see what's entangled. Is entangle a reflex save? Let me check.
Probably.
Plant, entangle.
Or it's escape artist, one or the other.
Creature in the area must succeed at a reflex save or gain entangled. Okay, so let's see about the reflex saves. Alright, he is caught. And he's being swallowed in quicksand.
Get him!
Kick his ass.
Alright. So strength or escape artist. They don't have escape artist, so they have to roll strength. 1d20 plus 2. Nope. Alright, Varian's turn.
Let's finish this off with what is it? There it is.
More Edge of Night. Okay.
Very edgy.
Okay, it takes 4 damage.
I have been rolling basically every single one of these with a 1 somehow.
Yeah, it happens. Alright,
The first
Caster.
dice is loaded to be 1.
Only for you. Alright, Caster, your turn.
How far away is it now?
He hasn't moved from the position of being at 130 feet away from you.
So 130. Yeah, I should have moved previous round.
So you gotta have faith in your comrades.
Yeah.
This is
I
why your
should
whole
go all
legion
in.
died, Caster.
Yeah. Print up to here.
Okay. Alright, Skogan, you have a target that can't move anymore. You can also move up and fire another round with your super sniper arrow.
All right. She will move up to there and fire another arrow.
Okay, you're within range. And you deal 6 damage, taking this guy out. Combat is over.
Let's loot the body. I need to pay for furniture.
Unfortunately for you, a lot of them are just savage creatures wearing the most effective desert armor that they can, which is light, but it's not mail shirts or anything. It's like not brigandine. Well, yeah, I guess brigandine. A desert brigandine, and they have 3 axes apiece on them, all of them with iron heads.
What would I have to roll to try and guess if there would be a bounty on Knowles?
Knowledge local, maybe. You don't know of any specific or bounty on these specific gnolls. None of them seem to carry any tribal tokens on them.
So just random Knowles, not even worth the bounty.
Yeah, they're There's some desert dwelling gnolls. They all have they have some variation of tribal necklace with what seems to be human teeth on them.
I assume these ones don't, though.
No, these ones do, but they don't have like most normal kobolds don't carry around a little wooden totem symbolizing their connection to the tribe, or at least their leader would.
Hey, John, do you happen to have any use for human teeth?
Hey, Jack, it's John. Teeth chitter chatter. They make all kinds of lovely noise. Depending on the teeth, that set of pearly whites can make a nice bite out of society. Keep them if you want. Use them for a spell.
Helpful as ever, John.
And always.
Well, he did recommend I keep him, so necklace of human teeth added to my inventory.
Why just take one? There's 3.
It's a times 3. Very well.
What about the hyenas? Does anybody want to try and skin them for their pelts?
Hyena pelts aren't, like, basically ever in good quality.
Well, survival check to get pelts if you want them.
I mean, I'm sure Korinne could do it.
But does Sid want to skin pelts of hyenas?
Question. Does Sid want to skin pelts off hyenas?
What do you
And/or
need?
gnolls?
What do you need hyena pelts for?
To solve them. Basically.
Fine, I get half.
Get the half the pelt or half the money?
Not half the money he gets from selling them. This is my commission.
That's fair enough by me. Hey, pelts.
Okay, so Korinne Sid immaculately extracts the pelts from these hyenas, leaving their fleshless bodies littering the sandy desert.
I'm sure some desert ants will come along and clean them up.
Or vultures that are soon to be circling overhead. That
I wish I had pilfered whatever the leader had, but what can you do?
And with that
Bad
combat, I think let's be done for today's session. Before you
Okay.
roll any lower on the D100.
I'm glad we rolled low. It was a nice chance to be real edgy.
All right, YouTube, thank you for showing up. Streaming is stopped.